talk about is 13 Reasons Why. This is a narrative by Jay Asher, and it switches between two main characters, Clay and Hannah. Hannah is a student who kills herself, and then 2 weeks later, Clay, a classmate and friend, gets these tapes and finds out that there were 13 reasons why she killed herself. He, included, is on this tape, and he can't wrap this around his head, so out of curiosity, he listens to everyone to figure out why he was a reason she killed herself. And while doing so, he finds out all the other reasons in which she killed herself for. The first being that Justin, Hannah's first kiss, started rumors that they did more than kiss. This led to ridicule and just a horrible time in school. And after that, he is to send it to another classmate, Alex. He pitied Hannah and then pinned them against each other because, well, Hannah wasn't always the person everyone went to and communicated with. She was probably one of the normal kids, per se, that just were there and had a couple friends that you knew, maybe were acquaintances with, or just somebody that wasn't very popular nor very antisocial. But Jessica, on the other hand, was somebody who was very social and popular, and every year won best ass of the freshman class. No, I'm joking. But she did win best person look-wise, and so that year, Alex decided to vote Hannah, however, as best ass of the freshman class. And by doing this, he made Jessica mad, which in turn turned Jessica against Hannah and caused for some very bad and horrible problems. Then Jessica was upset and ended up hitting Hannah and left a scar on her forehead, which was considered one of the reasons for her killing herself. The fourth then was Tyler Down, who then got the other cassette tape mailed to him. She did not refer to him as Tyler Down in this. She did, however, say like once or twice his name. But what happens is he's known as the Peeping Tom, because when she's changing in her room, he's said to have taken a picture of her through her window. And then it goes to the fifth reason, Courtney. She's mailed the tapes just the same. She's fake, and she started rumors that Hannah had sex toys in her bedroom because, well, as we said, she is fake, and she pretended to be Hannah's friend just so she could do that. And Clay now finds out that this was one of the reasons. So he ends up to wonder, like, how Sky, her middle school crush, was involved in this. And Clay had a crush on Hannah. And he wanted to know how Sky was even involved. And she wasn't. She isolated herself because she knew things. And so after Clay runs into Sky and they have conversation, it goes back to the tapes. And then it's with the 6 reasons. After the school match-up thing, kind of like where you put your interests and things you like and dislike, and then they match you with somebody else, well, she is matched with Marcus, and he tries to pull a fast one on her in a booth at the diner in the town that everyone goes to. And he tries to force himself on her, basically, but does not stop until she physically has to push him and gets him to stop. And you hear more about it and how they had to visit these places as they happened, so they knew exactly what happened where, so they could listen to that tape and picture it right in front of their eyes. And so when that happened, the tape was then mailed to, well, Zachary. And this was something that was not so much his fault, I would say, per se, at first. But she ignores him. And so, when she ignored Zach, he attempted to comfort her, or not him, but another friend attempted to comfort her. And after the incident, Marcus stole, or after the after the incident with Marcus, Zach stole the notes of all the encounterments of Hannah by classmates in her peer communications class. And so he stole things that didn't belong to him and led to some problems. But the 8th reason was then Ryan. She met him in poetry class. Hey, who doesn't like to make friends in classes where you get to express your feelings? She made a connection with him and she trusted him. But then he ended up stealing and publishing all of her poems on the internet for the whole school to read. And so it messed with her mind. The 9th tape, though, was about Clay. Clay, her best friend, somebody with a good relationship with her. In this one, he finds out that he actually wasn't a reason for her dying or killing herself, and that he was great and had nothing to do with it. But that didn't stop him from finishing all of these tapes from anything. She wanted just for not everyone, but everyone involved to know what they did, and for Clay to know that nothing was his fault, even though he felt like it was, for not doing anything. The 10th was, well, back to Justin. What happens is he allowed Bryce, another student, to rape Hannah. And with that being said, that's just not something you do. And this made Clay furious because he finds out that his crush, his friend, was raped because some other dude she trusted let somebody else slip into her pants when she was unconscious. But then after that, it explains that, sorry, this book is kind of very sad, and so sometimes I kind of just have to take a stop. But after everything, she gets in an accident after a party with some friends, and they refused to report the accident, and it ended up causing another fatal accident that killed somebody else. And she finds this out and feels guilty for it, and so she feels like it's her fault, on top of rumors, everything, and how she feels getting out and posted on the internet, being raped. And then they go back to Bryce Walker. He ended up touching Hannah in the hot tub. Hannah let Bryce, but it wasn't like she really wanted to. She felt uncomfortable and she didn't know how to voice it. And so she ended up sort of getting over that. But when she needed to talk to somebody, her guidance counselor, Mr. Potter, wasn't there for her. He wouldn't take anything seriously, so she gave up on talking to people, which then led to why she killed herself. Because if you can't talk to somebody who's there to help you, it just leaves you in a tatter. And so after this, Clay ends up mailing the tapes to Jenny and everyone else, and just everyone knows now that these other people were involved in their death. They know what everyone did, and Clay has to live in that town where everyone knows everyone, knowing that his friend died because other students there, knowing all the dark secrets about them and not being able to do anything about it.